Good morning readers. I, Harish Budhu, warmly welcome you to my channel. Learn as much as possible from my handwritten articles.
This the 22nd of September, 2020. The attacks on Hindus, Hindu way of life, and India are not new. History is revisited. The derogatory remarks are common in their circle. Hindus should forget and forgive. The author has apologized and has lost his job. We do not hit a fallen man. You do not shoot the messenger. Beware the gang of thugs who are touring the country to assert their superiority. Police should stop them. First things first, we deem it very appropriate and urgent to appeal to all our Facebook and YouTube family members. They comprise people from all across the world, walks of life, religious faiths, political beliefs, sections of the Maurician population. 2. We will take a short break from the series of opinion papers on Sir Sivasagar Ramgalam and the Labour Party. Instead, we will pour out our feelings on the highly sensitive and dangerous derogatory racial remarks, now sweeping through and gripping the majority community in our country. Thugs and politicians, in increasing large numbers, are desperately and recklessly exploiting the volatile situation. That, to achieve recognition or assume control and power, or still to gain the much-needed political dividends. 3. Believe you me, the atmosphere is highly charged. The situation is very volatile. It can change very quickly. Because the gang of savage criminals, known for their barbaric activities, have now found a rare once-in-a-lifetime golden opportunity to establish themselves as the sole protector and savior of the targeted Hindu community. Small wonder that they are now touring the country to assert themselves as the sole knight in shining armor. Think the unthinkable and expect the unexpected now. Only heaven knows. For with that background information, we have already covered much ground and the reasons why we have made that personal appeal, on pages 1 and 2, to all our extended family members of Facebook and YouTube. We are well informed by our friends of the think tank about the explosive situation in the country. We will have to diffuse the crisis, tension and anger. We seek the understanding and help of all our friends. We are well placed to write or voice our feelings on Hindus. Do not wear blinkers of racism to judge what follows. Do not lose sight of the wider picture, we trust you. 5. Appeal to the magnanimity, nobility, generosity and high-mindedness of the Hindu community, towards the author of the defamatory remarks on them, their way of life and India. A. We have deliberately not named him, nor will we describe the derogatory remarks on Malabar Pi, Farata, Puri, Tolpuri, Air India, Lindi, etc. That because the author represented and still represents, but a common symptom of his group. He was not alone where he overstepped the limits, overplayed, overexposed the foolishness of Hindus, overcharged and overemphasized the backwardness of the Hindu community and India. The constant roars of laughter prove clearly that all in the group thought alike. They all wallowed in the pool of racial and derogatory reflections, nay, opinions, like hippos and pigs wallowing in mud, so to speak. Even so, they all but mirrored what their likes think of Hindus and India. B. So, do not name, blame and shame the proxies. Do not punish the postman for bringing bad news. Do not blame and shoot the messenger, who happens to be the author of the racist comments on Hindus and India. Got it? See, truth be told, we should thank him in a sense. By Malabar, he meant all the various sections of the Hindu community, Marathi, Tamil, Telugu, Gujarati and Hindi-speaking Hindus. By denigrating India, he has verily belittled, defamed and vilified all the Mauritian Hindus, whose ancestors came from Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh, Maharashtra, Bihar, Uttar Pradesh, etc. To give and not to take. To sweat buckets to make the author rich. To serve him and not be served. His disparaging, vilifying and insulting remarks are a blessing in disguise indeed. One editor-in-chief is not happy. He and his boss have a divisive mission. It is 1968 revisited. To break the Tamil-speaking Hindus from the Hindu community. That is en passant. D. Come the 1968 independence elections. Some 44% of the population voted against the independence of the country. The sugar industry created party Maurician Social Democrat had succeeded in uniting all the minorities. Hindus wearing saris, dhotis, pagris, tikka or any Indian thing were either physically attacked or abused by derogatory comments, resembling those of the author. Sugar barons threw out many Hindu workers on the street. In their sugar estate housing camps, Hindus could not practice their religion. Some of the factories had their own judiciary and prison camps. Prisoners were chained up by their legs. Many died there. There was a time, Indian coolies, Hindus and Muslims were not allowed to leave their respective silages. Those found in Port Louis were caught in nets, beaten up and jailed at the Point Auxiliary Sables Vagrant Depot. Many died there. Notwithstanding, Hindus suffered in silence. Violence was foreign to them. And after the 12th March elections, they never sought revenge. They never attacked the sugar barons. They never demanded their pound of flesh. They forgot and forgave. Live and let live and the world is one family mantra was in their DNA and psyche. They were magnanimous, generous, big-hearted, open-handed, high-minded, noble, selfless and you name it. In fact, independence ironically brought more economic prosperity to the sugar barons, who had fought the independence of the country. And the freedom fighters were victimized, into the eternal sacrificial lamb. Fate was cruel. All told, done and undone, Hindus should once more show their magnanimity, generosity, beneficence, benevolence, high-mindedness. The author of the defamatory and abusive remarks has apologized unreservedly. He has lost his job. Hindus should again forget and forgive. And not shoot the messenger. He is a fallen man. Here is another appeal to the author and his lawyer. I know the barbaric gang of thugs, they blackmail and extort money. Never give a rupee. Yet another prayer to the police and the Prime Minister, stop that gang of criminals. They are fighting for themselves and not for Hindus. You are forewarned. Tomorrow, we will reveal how La Maurician weekend group had ridiculed and attacked Hindus, India and Hindu way of life. They had helped the party Maurician Social Democrat to campaign against the independence of the country. They have supported the recent anti-Hindu attacks. To be continued.
Keep reading, keep learning. Like and subscribe for more